Hey guys, Carl here, North Coast Constrictors, and welcome back to the channel. So yesterday I dropped a video it was quite a long one, just over 50 minutes, nearly an hour, about incubation, breeding, pulling eggs, and how I incubate, and so on and so forth. So I haven't had a lot of reviews on it, but the one or two that I've had some compliments and then some private messages as well. So I want to go on record to say that just because I make a YouTube video saying this is how I do my setup isn't me telling you this is the way that you have to do your setup and the only way that works. All right. I've said that so many times on previous videos that maybe I haven't stressed it out enough when I do another video. All I'm doing is showing you a way that I do it. And there's a lot of other YouTubers and snake breeders that go on YouTube and make their own snake breeding videos. And you can take that information and use it if you want to, and you can look at it and go, well, that's not how I want to do it. I want to do it like Joe Soap does it. Okay. So it's all up to personal preference. Like, let's just take this female, for example. Some say she would be butt ugly and not worth anything, and I see potential in this. Okay, this is a bamboo pinstripe orange dream, possible black pastel, and she's got a little paradox there on her eye. Okay, I think she's absolutely stunning. I'm going to work with her and I'm going to see what I get from her. There's other breeders that have said, oh, she's worthless and she's not going to do anything for you, and that goes the same for, but I look at it and I think, okay, that's going to work for me. I think I know what I'm going to pair her up to, and I know what I'm going to produce. And the same goes with my YouTube videos. Guys, I'm here to entertain, to gain an audience, hopefully gain your trust, hopefully, most importantly, pass on valuable knowledge that will help you in your breeding projects, okay? What I'm not doing is telling you how to breed. I'm not telling you how to incubate. And I'm not telling you that that is the only way. Please understand that I'm giving you a version of how to do it and how it can be done. And that is my version. You can click the channel, scroll to the next breeder, and watch his breeding video. There are hundreds to choose from. So I would like to go on record. If you did watch my video yesterday and you saw my incubation process, if you saw how I take my eggs out, what I do with my eggs, how I do the vermiculite ratio to water, the temperatures, how I place the eggs, how I do the hatchlings after they've pipped, all of that, guys, is just the way I do it at North Coast Constrictors. Okay, it's worked for me. I'm a intermediate breeder. I'm not one of the top guys. Those guys have got the ways that they do it, and there are a lot of ways to do it the right way. I've got friends of mine that are also ball python breeders and that don't do it that way, and they have fantastic success. They have great clutches of eggs. They have also failures. They have a lot of slugs, they have stillborns, they have deformed snakes. Everyone does. It doesn't matter if you've used one type of incubation or setup to incubate your eggs versus another one. Every single breeder that has a clutch of eggs, and if you take 10 different breeders and let's say you give them 50 females to pair up with, and all 50 females, I'm using 50 as a round hypothetical number here, okay? And you take 10 different breeders, 50 females each, they all pair up, they all lock up, they all get gravid, and they all give you eggs. And all 10 breeders breed and incubate in 10 different ways, okay? In 10 different ways, and they all have hatchlings. I guarantee you now, every single one of those 10 breeders in those clutches of eggs, out of those 50 females, will have slugs, stillborns, and possibly one or two dead snakes, if not more, still, okay? That is just the way it goes. And they could have all incubated completely differently. And then the rest of their hatchlings with healthy, thriving, eating well, the eggs, no slugs. Some of the females will lay eggs with no slugs. I also spoke about my setup where my females, the substrate that I use, my hotspots that I keep my tubs on with my females, but that was in previous videos. Guys, that too, it's completely open for debate. I know guys that, depending on where they live in the world, they don't even use hotspots. They run on ambient temperatures only. You can't really do that if you live in extreme climates where it gets either extremely hot or extremely cold. Okay, you need your ambience to be pretty solid around the 30 degrees Celsius mark. My ambient room temperature out of season is in the region of 26.5 to 27.5, 28 degrees Celsius. I'll let it drop as low as 26.5. That's about the maximum. Otherwise, it's sitting around 27 to 28 degrees Celsius in my off season. And then I've got another whole video about what I do, and this is also up for debate, is I drop temperatures in breeding season to stimulate follicle growth. There are other breeders that don't do it and are very vocal about not doing it. So just because I do it and I say this is the way I do it, doesn't mean that I'm one of those vocal breeders. I'm not one of those guys that are saying this is the way that you need to breed your snakes, and this is the way you need to pair, this is what you do in winter, and this is what you must drop your temperatures by, and this is what you need to, how many times you pair the male with the female, and that's how heavy the snake must be, and blah 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 blah. And if you don't do it that way, your eggs are gonna die. You won't have eggs, you'll have a shit season. I'm not doing that. Okay, so for those guys that are watching my videos and who are thinking along those lines, stop. Stop now. Okay? I'm just one of thousands of ball python breeders that has a YouTube channel, and I'm sharing my journey and my story with you on what I do when I breed my ball pythons, and when they have eggs, they give me eggs, and how I incubate them and I put them into the incubator and my process. You can watch that video and think, what an absolute bunch of crap, and you can never watch me again and not subscribe to my channel, and that's okay with me. Okay? Or you can look at it and go, hey, this guy's onto something. I kind of want to try it that way. It looks like it's working for him. I kind of like his content. Let me subscribe and watch some more of his channels. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. One of the things that I've realized very quickly on social media, whether it be on Instagram, in the reptile community, on YouTube, you are not ever going to be able to please every person that watches your videos. There are guys that have got a completely different, opposite outlook to me when it comes to breeding, incubation, pairing up their females, the size of their males, the weight of their males. I am not telling you that you're wrong. I'm not. What I'm doing is I've made my own YouTube video, and if you're a guy that's watching my YouTube video and you don't agree with what I'm doing, why don't you go, and if you're a successful breeder, why don't you go and make yourself a YouTube channel if you haven't got one already, okay? And for educational purposes, and if it's working for you, we'd love to hear what you do. Drop me a message in the comments below and say, hey, I'm so-and-so from this part of the world, and I breed ball pythons, and I'm gonna do a YouTube channel, watch out for it, and I'll tag you on the next one and show you and run a season and do a season and show us your setup, make a YouTube channel, put it out there, put it on the air, put it on social media, put it on for everybody to watch, and let's say it's the complete opposite to mine, and show everybody how successful you are. And guess what? We've just learned another way how to successfully breed ball pythons. That's what you need to take from this, guys. It's not me standing here in front of the camera saying, this is the only way to do it, and if you don't, you will not succeed. Absolute bullshit. Absolute crap. I'm not telling you that at all. As I said, I'm going to tell you again, I've got top breeders in this country, and if not the world, that don't incubate the same way as me. They don't use the same substrate as me. Okay, they're top in the world. By my opinion, I'm not going to drop any names. Then I know guys, and how I've done mine is I've done it. First of all, guys, what you need to realize is I don't just come onto the camera here and put it up in my snake room and waffle off a load of shit, okay, without thinking. Before I get on the camera and before I put something on YouTube, you must understand that for 2 years, I've literally eat, sleep, drink, and breathe ball python breeding, apart from my day job and my family. Okay, that's, obviously that's what helps this thing go on. So you must understand the amount of hours and research that I have put into breeding this, because I have invested hundreds and hundreds of thousands of rands into this. So if I don't make it work, I'm going to lose a fucking arse ton of money, and please excuse my language. All right, so I'm not going to get on this camera here and blow smoke up your arse and tell you, hey, do it this way, because I'm just winging it. Trust me, I'm not just winging it. What I'm showing you here is how a lot of successful breeders pair up, keep their temperatures, the substrate they use, and incubate. And I've taken the information, see, that's what I've done. So you go and do the same thing. I've watched the various YouTube videos that I've needed to watch. I've seen geographically their climate, their seasons, how they go, how they, and like based on where I live in South Africa, in KwaZulu-Natal, and our wet and rainy seasons, and our summer highs and our winter lows. And we pair up in winter, which is June, July, May, June, July, August. And then we start having our hatchlings in November, December, January, February, March, completely opposite to the northern hemisphere. Where I live on the coast, we've got massive humidity here, guys. It's fucking humid as fuck here. Please excuse my language. I'm just winging it on this video, okay? Because I'm trying to get a point across here. What you need to do is you need to take the information that you find you think in your head will suit you best. My video may not be your cup of tea, and that's okay. That's okay. You may watch another YouTube video with another breeder and you go, that's the way I want to do it. And he's also hatching out successful clutches of eggs, but it's more up your path. That's the way that you want to go. All right. I've also spent a lot of time in the personal presence of very, very top breeders. I have gone to their facilities. I have looked at their tubs. I have looked in their racking systems. I've looked in their incubators. I have listened and learned and asked questions. How do I do it? And in 2 years, I've taken the best of what I feel. Yes, there's some things that I've tweaked a little bit to suit me, because I've also, and this is very, very important, guys, not everybody's snakes are different. Not everybody's snakes are the same. Everybody's snakes are different. I've got some females that I'm battling to get to eat, and I've got some females that will literally eat every 3 days. There's some females that will go early, some females that will go late. There's nothing textbook about ball python breeding. You've got your basics, you've got your fundamentals, which you need to follow. Okay. The basics, which I don't have to tell you, I'm not going to go through it, okay? It's just your basic things, just like your temperature and your humidity and obviously hygiene. But the rest of it, pairings, the weights, obviously don't pair up your snakes too young and your females too light and your males too light, because they're obviously going to go off food. I'm not going to tell you what the weights are that you should start breeding at. I'm going to tell you that I don't breed a male under 850 grams, and I don't breed a female under about 1800 grams. However, having said that, I've got about 3 females in my collection. I won't start pairing up until they reach about 1800 grams. However, I've got a couple of females in my collection here The heaviest that they'll get out of season is 1,500 grams, 1,450 to 1,500 grams. They're just small female ball pythons, but they're sexually mature. So when I start feeding them, when they start pairing up and they start smashing food, they get up to about the 1,800, maybe 1,850, maybe 1,900 gram mark. And they give me a small clutch of eggs, maybe 4 eggs, okay? Then I've got females that weigh 3,500 grams that'll bang out 12 eggs, okay? So as a benchmark, just a benchmark, I find that for me, my success, I've done it for 2 seasons. Like this season, I didn't have great success with my smaller males. Not great success at all. Some of the smaller males, the females that they locked up with, the bulk of the clutches were slugs. Okay, and these are proven breeder females that have given successful clutches of eggs before. So I thought maybe the male was a little bit young, maybe he was not strong enough, he was, maybe it was the female, who knows, I don't know. But what I do know is that every single male that I paired up that was around about the 900 to 1,200 gram mark, absolutely smashed it. Locked up every single time, healthy clutches of eggs, boom. Every single female that laid eggs for me that had healthy clutches of eggs were all 2,000 to 2,500 grams plus. I can only give you the facts. I can only tell you that's what I've experienced. Okay, so I'm sharing my story with you. I'm telling you what's worked for me. Use it, don't use it, but don't comment on my YouTube channel below and say, hey, listen, bro, there's other ways to do it, and don't criticize people and whatever, because then you're getting my message wrong. You're getting my message wrong. I'm not criticizing other people. I'm not telling you that this is the only way to do it. I'm making it 100% clear, and for the last time, I'm telling you, this is the way I do it, and it works for me. But there are lots of ways to do it that are different to me, and they work. So go out there, jump onto YouTube. There are literally thousands of videos on ball python breeding. You'll see very quickly who the guys are that you can count on and that you can trust, and that their word is pretty strong. So please, guys, I'm going to end off by saying it one last time. My videos are purely a documentary of my journey of ball python breeding and how I do it. And also, if I have whatever successes I have, I share on the channel too. And whatever mishaps and unfortunate, unsuccessful clutches I have, I share that too. The failures, the successes and the failures both equally. I can come on here and I can say, I paired this up and I did that and whatever, and I think I did that wrong, and I think my temperatures were wrong in my last season. Like last season, half my clutches died, and the reason was I incubated too high. My temperature was too high, and that's why I've dropped to a degree this year. I lost half of my eggs last year because I didn't realize that my first year. I didn't realize that they peak, temperatures spike in the last week or 2 weeks. They naturally spike. So guys, I don't want to go on and on about it. This video is already hitting 18 minutes. I don't want to sound like a broken fucking record. What I'm telling you here is, please watch my channel for entertainment purposes. Do not do what I do and say that is, or think to yourself for 1 second that is the only way to do it. There is a treasure trove of YouTube videos out there with breeders far more successful than me that you can watch and take that information for yourself about how to breed and how to incubate. And I suggest that when you're doing your ball python, if you are especially a new breeder, go and watch as many of those YouTube videos as you can, and then the rest is up to you. The rest is in your hands. So guys, from me and this beautiful girl here, who beauty is in the eye of the beholder, it's goodbye and have a great week. It's Sunday night and I'm in a chill now with my girlfriend, put my feet up and switch on the television, or probably jump onto my iPad and scroll through Morph Market and YouTube videos on snakes, because that's pretty much what I do anyway, and just do some more research. Anyway, guys, cheers here from North Coast Constrictors.